Remembrance for me is about my great-granddad, who protected our country in a battle of Britain to stop the Germans to invade us.
What does remembrance mean to me? So it means a few things. For example, a couple of months ago, I went to my grandparents' house and he showed me some albums, and one photo stood out, and that was of his dad. His dad went to war and he fought for our country. And he was one of the lucky ones that got to come home, and it made me think that so many other soldiers didn't come home. They instead fought for our country. And they could have been anything when they grew up. They could have been doctors, scientists, teachers. But instead they were securing our freedom today.
This is a picture of my father. In 1943 he turned 18, so he was drafted into the war. He didn't particularly want to go, but he went. And after minimum training, he was in the Royal Engineers. And this is a little picture of a tank. It's not a brilliant picture, but this is a picture. It's actually an Avray, I'm going to get this right, an automated vehicle for the Royal Engineers. And this is what he lived in. This was his home during the war. He slept underneath it. And after the war, he went to Cyprus and then he came home. He didn't really talk about the war. He didn't enjoy it. He saw things he didn't want to see. And, you know, it was painful for him. And jumping back to 2009, he was 84 and I took him back to his old school in Bedford. And we went up and there was a room, it's about the size of my classroom. On one end of the room had all the names of the people who died in the First World War. And the other end of the room had all the names of the people who died in the Second World War. And I took a step back from my father and just let him have his own peace and quiet and thoughts. But he carried a white stick because he couldn't see. And this other lady walked up to him and said, "These are all the names of the people who died." And he said, "Yes, I knew most of them and it still gets me." And that's when remembrance hit home. All those names of the people that he knew who didn't particularly want to go to war, but went to war for duty for the country so that we can have our freedom now.
As the fourth generation of my family to serve in the forces, it's about remembering my ancestors who died in war. But on a much more personal level, I lost two very close friends in Northern Ireland, and it's the day when I remember them. Because two of them I've been friends with since primary school. It's important that we remember that people still give their service to this country. When you don't know them, you don't know who they are, but they're still there for you.
Not only remembering those who lost their lives and fought, but it makes me think of those that were left behind. I met an older lady many years ago who married her first ever love, and 2 weeks later he was called out to war and never came home, but she was never told that he'd died, so she always waited. She never met anyone else, she never married, she didn't have children, and she waited till the day she passed away in her 90s. So there's so many people left behind, so their lives also affected for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, totally.
What about you?
I think for me, working in a school, it's a reminder that a lot of the lads that went off to war were much older than a lot of the students in this school. And the students here are taking their O-levels, A-levels, getting an education, going off to university and having careers. And the lads that went to war, for a lot of them, never had that opportunity.
No opportunity for career, family.
And gave their lives whilst they were still little more than children.
Yeah.
Remembrance means to me remembering those who fought for our country.
Remembrance means to me those who died for our country and died to protect us.
Means to me that they gave the ultimate sacrifice.
Remembrance means to me to remember the people who gave their today for us tomorrow.
Remembering the people who gave us a future.
My husband is a veteran of the British Army, served to lead. In the summer we visit a small village in the Surrey Hills and spend quality time at the woodlands. This is a reflection garden. We wander and honour those who gave selflessly, and this is what Remembrance Day means to me. It gives us all a moment in time to stop, reflect, and to say thank you.
Remembrance is more than just remembering the past. It's the coming together of communities. It's about personal grief. It's about renewed hope. We will remember.
We will remember them.